Hey, I'm Jake, and today we're going to do a full spectrum practice to get grounded. Come onto your mat. We'll start in child's pose, knees wide, big toes touch. Let your hips sit back and heavy towards the floor. Relax your forearms on the floor, your forehead on the floor. Bring your palms to touch, and bring your thumbs towards the nape of your neck so your hands lift off the floor. And take a deep breath in. And a long breath out your mouth. Twice more like that. At the bottom of your exhale, relax your jaw. Let your lips softly come to touch. Engage your Ujjayi breath, so deep full breaths in and out through your nose. And your next inhale, stretch your arms out, flatten your hands. Come up for tabletop. Adjust so your knees are under your hips, wrists under your shoulders and straight across your mat. Inhale, arch your back, look forward. And exhale, round your spine towards your navel. And twice more like that. Just warming up your back, syncing up your movement with your breath. With your next inhale, find a neutral spine and pelvis. Tuck your toes under. If they aren't already, step back for down dog. Down dog. Slide your feet back another 2 to 3 inches from tabletop. And look at your feet. Make sure their inner hips width apart, about 3 to 4 inches apart. Bend both knees, good 5 to 6 inches, so quite a bit. Widen your knees as wide as your feet. And without letting your knees knock in, press your arms straight, tip your pelvis up. And so far as you can keep that lift in your low back, you can stretch your legs out as straight as they'll go. Inhale, come to the balls of your feet. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or walk to the front of your mat. Feet inner hips width apart, feet straight, bow at the top, bend your knees enough to touch. Inhale, lift halfway up, legs straight. Get tall enough to feel an extension in your back. And exhale, bow forward, touch the floor. Big breath in, reach your arms overhead. Come up to stand. And exhale, arms in at your side. Okay, deep breath, reach your arms up. Exhale, dive forward. Touch the floor in front of you. Keep your fingertips on the floor. Weight in your right foot. Step your left foot back for a lunge. Okay, bend your right knee over your ankle. Back foot's vertical. Power up the back leg and twist open. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Root that right heel heavy. Turn your chest towards the wall to your right. Look up if it doesn't hurt your neck. And exhale, right hand down, step forward. Do one big step or a couple steps. And switch sides, left foot forward, right foot way back. For lunge, hop onto your right fingertips. Inhale, twist open, reach your left arm up. Keep this left heel heavy to scissor square your left hip back. It makes it a little extra hip opener there in the twist. Okay, exhale, hands to the floor. Step back for dog. Inhale, plank. And exhale, low plank. Lower down, keep your shoulders lifted, lower your hips. For Cobra, point your feet. Pull your chest forward to come up. And exhale, and roll over the knees. Sure your hands are straight for down dog. Inhale, step your right foot around your right hand for a low lunge. Lower your back knees super gently. Turn your right foot at a diagonal to the right. Make sure your knee points the same direction as your foot. Point your left foot. And as much as your right knee doesn't turn in, you bend your elbows, settle in for the hip opener. Eventually come onto your forearms. It's not at the expense of that right knee turning in. Widen your right knee to point directly over your right foot. Root your right heel, scissor square the right hip back. Okay, and come on up. Reach your right hand back for your left foot for a thigh stretch. Okay, if you can't quite reach the foot, let it go and hold your lunge. As your quad opens, there is an option to come onto your left forearm. Spin your left palm towards the ceiling. Lengthen both sides of your body long. Draw your heel towards your outer hip. Engage your left foot to tip your hip up towards your heel. Okay, inhale, gently release. Okay, step back, down dog. And second side, inhale, left foot around your left hand for low lunge. Lower your back knee gently. Pat up the knee as you need. Point your back foot. Angle your left foot at a diagonal left. And just make sure your knee goes along for the ride. And just give it a few breaths for your hips to open. And bend your elbows, eventually forearms to the floor. Okay, and come on up for a quad stretch. Reach your left hand back for your right foot. Twisted thigh stretch. You hold either side of your foot. Just lengthen both sides of your body long. Set your left shoulder back. And draw your heel towards your outer hip. And tip your hip up towards your heel, as if they're magnetic. The option to come onto the right forearm so far as you can keep your weight centered on your back thigh. There's no diminishment through the left side of your body. Okay, gently release, step back, down dog. Inhale, plank. Keep this plank shape the whole way down for low plank. Lower your hips to the floor for Cobra. Point your feet, slide forward to come up. And exhale, down dog. Inhale, step your right foot between your hands. Warrior two, come up. Anchor your left heel, bend your front knee right over your ankle. For side angle, right forearm to your right thigh, left arm by your ear. Turn your chest towards the wall to your left. Hips square towards the wall to your left. And so much as you could keep that alignment, you touch down for the full pose. Right hand to the outside of your right foot, to the floor or a block. Widen your right knee against your arm. Turn your chest open. Okay, hands to the mat. Step back for dog. In second side, inhale, left foot forward, warrior two. And side angle pose. Left forearm to your left thigh, right arm by your ear. Spin your chest open, hips square to the right, and touch for the full pose. So much as you could keep that form. Widen your left knee, turn your chest open, look up. Hands to the mat. Step back, down dog. Inhale, right foot forward, warrior two. And straighten both legs. Hinge forward, right hand to the outside of the center of your right outer shin to the floor or the prop. Get as tall as you need to lengthen your back. Reach up through your left fingertips and look up so far as it doesn't hurt your neck. Okay, bend your right knee, hands to the floor, spin your left heel up. Down dog. Second side, inhale, left foot forward, warrior two. Straighten both legs, hinge forward for triangle pose. Left hand to the outside of the center of your left outer shin to the floor or a block. Get as tall as you have to. Extend long through your spine, all the way through the crown of your head. Look up if it doesn't hurt your neck. Okay, bend your left knee, hands to the floor. Step back, down dog. Inhale, right foot between your hands, swivel both feet towards the wide edge of your mat. Okay, feet, touch the floor in front of you, bend your knees as much as you have to touch and clear your back. And just look at your feet, make sure they're even with one another and straight. So if you were to draw a line from your second toe mound straight back, it'd intersect the very center of your heel. And you can fold down the middle as your hamstrings open. And come onto your fingertips, arms straight, lift halfway up, Turn your right foot to the front. Frame out your right foot at the top of your mat like a lunge. Down dog. And right knee forward for pigeon. Right knee wide. All the way to the right edge of your mat for pigeon. And give it a breath. Let your hips sit back and heavy towards the floor. Okay, and come on up. Step back. And switch sides. Left knee wide for pigeon. Your left knee all the way to the left edge of your mat. Square your hips. Come onto your forearms and let your hips set back and heavy. Okay, come on up. Step it back for down dog. Give it a breath in dog. Let your low back release. Bend your knees enough to create that release. And lower down to sit. Swing your legs out in front of you. Lie on your back. For bridge pose. Okay, bend your knees. Place your feet. Ankles underneath your knees. Feet hips width apart. And root your feet down to lift your hips up. Lift your low back up. You can either clasp your hands underneath you or arms alongside you, palms face up. Whichever gives you leverage to shimmy your shoulders up and underneath you. So far as your knees don't turn out, lift your hips up as high as they'll go. And lower your hips down gently, unclasp hands against the root of your thighs. Neck neutral, take a breath. Okay, arms out like cactus arms, palms face up. Wiggle your feet as wide as your mat. Let both knees fall to the right and rest your right foot across your left thigh. And look left, root your left shoulder down. Okay, second side, both knees fall to the left. Rest your left foot across your right thigh. And look right, root your right shoulder down. And come on back to center for happy baby. Bend your knees, hold your shins. Right at your kneecaps, knees wide enough to cradle your torso. Your neck neutral, either hold it still or rock and roll, whichever feels better on your back. And rock it up to sit, please. And stretch your right leg out, bend your left knee in for Janu Shirsasana. Twist to the right, put your left hand for your right foot, or shin or thigh, whatever you could get. Your right hand to the outside of your right shin on the floor. Tip your weight more on your left hip. So you twist right and bow. Okay, come on back. Second side, left leg out. Right knee in. So Janu Shirsasana, twist to the left. Reach your right hand for your left foot or leg, whatever you could reach. More importantly, get your left leg to root down straight and tip weight more on your right hip as you fold over your left leg. And come on up, stretch both legs out wide and symmetrically with your feet pointing up, knees pointing up. Legs root down to lift your low back up and fold down the middle. If your knees lift up, if your back slouches at all, hands behind you, root your legs down as straight as they'll go. Right. I hope this helps you stay grounded throughout your day. Thanks for being here. My name's Jake. Namaste.